Hey, what's happening? YouTubers are back with a brand new action figure review, and today we're going to take a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Superman from the Superman, Lois, and Clark comic book. And like always, we're going to get started with the box art first. So on the side of the packaging, you see the DC Multiverse logo at the top, Superman in the middle, Superman, Lois, and Clark underneath, and then the McFarlane Toys logo on the bottom. And then on the back of the packaging, you see the full image of the action figure Superman, other figures in the wave. That's about the box art. Let's go and get Superman out of the packaging. Alright, here's Superman out of the box, and let's take a look at his accessories first. And he doesn't come with a traditional DC base plate, he comes with a base plate and stand. We've seen this before from McFarlane Toys, either from their DC line or their My Hero Academia one. But basically, it's real simple, you just go ahead and plug this thing underneath like that, and it clicks in. And I'm glad I got another flight stand because the ones I've had before are starting to get loose. And the thing about it is, it's kind of hard because you can't really tighten the screws or the joints on here, because it's kind of blocked off. If anyone has a solution how to make this part tighter, let me know in the comments below, but I'm glad to get another one of these. Then he does come with 2 additional sets of open hands. And just like every DC Multiverse figure from McFarlane Toys, comes with a trading card. And I gotta say, I do like the promo shot on here, so whoever took this at McFarlane Toys did a fantastic job. I like the Daily Planet logo at the top, Metropolis in the background. And then on the back of the trading card is the data file on Superman. Feel free to pause it if you want to go ahead and read it. And judging by the centering of this card, my wisdom tells me this thing is going to be a PSA 10 worth $800,000. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure itself, and we'll get started with the head sculpt. So it looks like it's using the same mold from the OG Action Comics 1000 Superman head sculpt, and they just added the beard in there, and it looks pretty good. I love the detail on his beard, the sculpting on that. The only thing is, I didn't realize this one was going to be one with a side eye. I don't really care, you know, a lot of people make a big deal about the side eye. I understand why, but for me it doesn't really matter. I just didn't realize this one was going to have that treatment. Now we'll take a look at the rest of the figure itself. It's pretty basic. It's your silver and black suit Superman figure. Now, people might get confused. This isn't based off the return of Superman from the 90s. That's why you don't see him with the mullet hair. This is actually based on the new 52 Lois and Clark Superman comic. This is based on him like going kind of like undercover and secretive. That's why he's wearing the black suit. But overall, I mean, it's a pretty nice, clean finish. I do love the silver finish on his logo and his belt as well as the boots. I think they did a fantastic job with the paint application on there. And then the buck, it's one we've seen many times. It's originally the Infected Superman buck. We've seen it on Bizarro, Rebirth Superman, and now this one. And I don't mind them reusing this buck because this is a good body mold buck that is probably the best one they've ever made for Superman. Now we're going to jump right into size comparisons. And first size comparison, here's Superman standing next to a couple other black suit Superman figures. We have the DC Collectibles Return of Superman on the left, and on the right we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Snyder Cut Justice League Superman. And I gotta say, I remember picking this figure up on my birthday and being so excited for it, and then ultimately disappointed. Now, I remember when this figure came out, it was right around the same time Mafex announced their version of Return of Superman, and that one had the mulleted version. Even though this one didn't have that, I was still cool with picking this up because this was a more affordable option, or so I thought. So what ended up happening is I picked this up on my birthday, and a couple months later, I went to go turn the head, and it snapped off. I didn't realize DC Collectibles needed the treatment like NECA figures where you have to heat it up first in order to move the joints. That really pissed me off and ultimately made me dislike this figure. The only redeeming quality is the paint application on the Superman emblem. Other than that, it just looked a little too skinny for me to be Superman. If I would have imagined a Superman figure in the DC Collectibles line, I would have imagined something bigger like these figures are right here. And next size comparison, here he is standing next to a couple other Superman figures that are sharing the same body mold. I have all of them except for the Infected Superman because I sold that one a little over a year ago. But we have the DC Rebirth Superman on the left and then Bizarro on the right. And I think just by observation, everything is the same with these except for the crotch area. These two looks like it's sharing the same one. This one has a different one just because of that S logo in the middle. And next size comparison, here he is standing next to more McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. We have General Zod, which is easily becoming one of my favorite figures so far from their line, and the Action Comics 1000 Superman on the right, which is from their very first wave. And I gotta say, I might end up doing like a retro review on this figure because I think it still holds up. Despite it not being double jointed on the elbows, I think it's still one of the best Superman figures we've ever gotten, not just from McFarlane Toys, but just ever. And last size comparison, here he is standing next to Todd McFarlane figure. Alright, so my overall thoughts of the figure is I absolutely like it. You know, there really isn't much to say about this figure that hasn't already been said about like the Infected Superman or the Bizarro one or the Rebirth Superman figure, just because they're all sharing the same body mold and have the same articulation. But what I will say, however, is I do like the head sculpt on here. I'm impressed with the sculpting of the beard. I think they did a fantastic job on that. And I like the silver paint application finish on the suit as well. My only thing is I'm hoping that ultimately McFarlane Toys will give us a variant where he's rocking the mullet and they make this a Return of Superman figure, because that would look badass. I did like the Mafex one, however, because I'm not collecting in that scale, it would kind of be out of place if I were to pick up that figure, but it looks dope nonetheless, so I'm hoping at some point McFarlane Toys gives us the same exact figure, except with a different head sculpt on here. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and comments below, YouTubers, and like always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching. In the background. Ah, fuck.